and welcome to No Tactics. I'm Oscar.
And I'm Tom.
In this video, we're going to talk about our top 10 January transfer signings.
But he will go right to the very top. Right to the very top.
Let's start off then with number 10, and we have, Tom?
Bruno Fernandes. I feel like people would expect Bruno Fernandes to possibly be higher in the list after looking at his COVID time. During COVID, he made it worthwhile watching football for me.
Why are you crying?
Because he came into the league, he absolutely smashed it. I think everyone was thinking, this is the turning point. This is where United start being good again.
He is the one.
Did it happen? No, it didn't. Fuck! But Bruno Fernandes has gone on to score multiple goals every single season with assists. Plenty of yellow cards as well, but that's what you want from a captain. You want someone to put themselves on the line.
Get down, Mr. President! No!
But Bruno Fernandes has been a fantastic signing for us, and
probably your only fantastic signing in recent times, Tom.
Nice.
As January transfers go, definitely. I'm not going to say anything about the other signings because we've done absolute stinkers other than him.
Number 9, we have Philippe Coutinho. Now, a lot of people who would have watched the Premier League back in the day, this guy came in as a bit of an unknown from Inter Milan, joins Liverpool as an attacking midfielder, and a few years later he was just known as scoring long-range bangers.
Here's Coutinho, ambitious. Oh my word!
Everything he hit was an absolute thunder bastard. When he gets the ball, he would always score a ridiculous free kick from a strange angle, but he proved to be a great signing for Liverpool, and what even made it better was that they sold him for over 100 million. And who do they use that money on? Big Virgil Van Dijk. So actually, them signing him, making a profit of over 90 million, to then buy Van Dijk and Alisson with that money, I think goes on to prove to be one of the best January transfer signings.
I completely believe that as well. I feel like in the Premier League, he was an epitome of that time in the Premier League. He was one of the best players in the Premier League at that time. And I feel like his January transfer then built to make this team that allowed Liverpool to win the league, allowed them to get Salah, allowed them to get Van Dijk, and make this amazing unit.
Things that make you go,
And coming in at number 8, we have Nemanja Vidic. I feel like now people think about Nemanja Vidic, they think about the illustrious partnership he had with Riyad Mahrez. When he came into the Premier League, the Man United squad weren't really sold on him, but then he built this amazing duo with Rio, which I feel like a lot of people now think about the William Saliba, they think of the Gabriel, they think very much of the present centre-back partnerships, but Rio and Vidic, I think, will go down in history as the best centre-back partnership.
Definitely.
Without a doubt.
And I think as well, because he came in as a bit of an unknown, I think he bought him for like 7 million, and I think now, yeah, he would have been at least a £100 million player, Vidic. Great player, and in my opinion, Vidic didn't win the tackles. The tackles won him.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay.
Number 7, we have Luis Suarez. Now, for me, I think he was one of the best players the Prem has ever seen. I think in his prime, he was genuinely unstoppable. I was scared of him, and not of him just biting me. I think his expected bite rate was one of the best in the league, whether it be Chiellini or Ivanovic or another player in the Dutch league. He was the best in the game at biting people.
However, with Luis Suarez, I feel like his bark was bigger than his bite. And I feel like in the Premier League, he was just incredible. He really did make a difference in that Liverpool squad when it was a struggling Liverpool squad. But I think everyone remembers when he went to Barcelona and had that formidable trio with Neymar, Messi, Suarez,
MSN.
It was amazing. Now he's living the dream in America, in Miami, with Bex, biting ice creams on the seafront. Sounds amazing. Luis Suarez, we miss you in the Prem.
Number 6, we have Riyad Mahrez, when he moved from Le Havre to Leicester. Now, when he came into the Premier League, he was an absolute unknown. I think they signed him for, what, 450k, which is probably cheaper than most Premier League tickets.
This is great banter. It really is.
It's ridiculous.
And he arguably has one of the best touches I've ever seen from a footballer in the Prem. I think a touch so good they actually got invited to one of the P. Diddy parties.
Less said about that, the better.
But of course, he was most known for winning the title with Leicester. But I think a lot of people forget, actually, he was one of the key players that actually got them out of that relegation scrap. So Riyad Mahrez actually put himself down in Leicester folklore and obviously had a great career at Man City, gliding past players, arguably one of the best wingers at the time. And now he's, you know, sitting out in Saudi, living the dream, earning a shit ton of money. Number 5, we have Seamus Coleman. Talk to me about Seamus.
Seamus Coleman came to the Premier League for 60 grand. How has he come to the Premier League for 60 grand and he's been that consistent for over 15 years? He's basically done a military service at Everton. It's ridiculous. And how underrated is he? That he's been a right back for Everton, where they've probably tried to replace him numerous times, and he's just always been there. He's been their captain. He apparently is amazing for the squad. And if you think about the different generations of the Premier League, Seamus Coleman's been
seen it all
at Everton. It's ridiculous. And number 4, we have Branislav Ivanovic.
Oh, what a player he was for Chelsea. 9 million, solid defender.
Please support humanappeal.org.uk.
I actually think he's one of the most underrated players for Chelsea and in the Prem. And one thing that everyone forgets about Branislav is, of course, he is one of the survivors of that Luis Suarez bite. The fact he managed to still have an incredible career is a miracle.
He could have been killed.
He won pretty much everything with Chelsea. He even got into the Champions League final, which, unfortunately, as Martin Tyler told him, he wasn't able to play in.
You know that means you're out of the final now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unlucky Branislav. But well done for surviving Suarez. Number 3, we have Patrice Evra.
I love this game. I feel like he's one of the most loved players after his Premier League career because of just how much of a joy of a human being he is.
Can you feel it?
However, in the Premier League, he came to Man United with huge potential. He came off of a Champions League season with Monaco where he looked incredible. However, to start off with, Fergie wasn't his biggest fan.
Oh, really?
But he went on to become one of the best left-backs in Premier League history. When we talk about criminally underrated players, even though he did play for Man United, I feel like in that back line that people talk about, Evra's never really spoken about. So I do really think that Patrice Evra was amazing for Man United and just an incredible January transfer.
I'll tell you what else he's really good at, though, is him kissing a chicken. Roll the clip. Number 2, we have Martin Odegaard. I love you, Martin Odegaard. You have changed my life. Aww. He came into Arsenal and was one of the reasons why we're now a good team. And I think beforehand when he was at Real Madrid, everyone was thinking, well, this guy's a failed wonder kid. What was going to happen to him? Well, he came to Arsenal, changed everything. And that was because of Mikel Arteta. And I'm going to say it now. I think he is the greatest Norwegian player in the Premier League right now.
Possibly the second best Norwegian in the Premier League. However, he has been compared to players such as Kevin De Bruyne. And if we think about Martin Odegaard being in the Premier League for another 5 years and possibly winning a few things with Arsenal,
yeah, that's not going to happen.
I think he could definitely be in that conversation. However, for a January signing, I know it was only a loan, but it did turn into a permanent signing. I think he was incredible.
Number 1, the greatest January transfer signing of all time. There's only one man, and that is big Virgil van Dijk. From Southampton to Liverpool, 75 million, which now, if anything, looks like an absolute bargain. And he will go down, no doubt, as one of the greatest centre-backs of all time.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
Without a doubt, I think people are comparing him to Rio Ferdinand, where Rio's been in the Premier League for so many years and he'd won so many things with Man United. Obviously, Van Dijk hasn't won half as many things as Rio Ferdinand.
This whole thing, all of this, it's all about me.
However, Van Dijk was incredible in the Premier League. If he goes on to stay in the Premier League and Liverpool do get the money out of their pocket and sign that contract with Virgil van Dijk,
show me the money!
I feel like there is a chance that he could go down in folklore in Premier League history.
Absolutely. Well, that has been our top 10 January transfer signings of all time.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
I've been Oscar.
And I've been Tom.
Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.